January 2025. A book takes Europe by storm. Hypnocracy, Trump, Musk, and the New Architecture of Reality by Jianwei Xun. Hong Kong-born philosopher, living in Berlin, brilliant, reclusive. The book soars through 3 printings in 2 months. Top 10 bestseller in Italy and Germany. Critics call it prophetic. The media landscape resembles an ocean in which we no longer know whether we are looking at water or its perfect simulation. French President Emmanuel Macron reportedly appreciates his work. Academic conferences discuss his theories, except Jianwei Xun doesn't exist. The name is fake. The biography is fiction. The author is what? An AI? A collective? A single human using machines as a mask? April 2025. Italian magazine L'Espresso exposes the truth. Behind Jianwei Xun, Andrea Colamedici, Italian publisher, and 2 AI systems, Claude, ChatGPT. This isn't just about one fake author. It's about a world where we can no longer tell who or what is writing. Let's go back to January 2025, before anyone knew. Hypnocracy launches across Europe. Italian publisher Tlon Edizioni. Spanish edition from Rosamarin. French translation in progress. The premise? Powerful figures like Donald Trump and Elon Musk use language differently, not to communicate truth, but to manipulate reality. Trump, Xun argues, empties language. His words, repeated endlessly, become empty signifiers, devoid of meaning, yet charged with hypnotic power. Musk floods our imagination with promises, space colonization, neural interfaces that may never materialize. February 14th, 2025. Cannes, France. A roundtable on the metamorphosis of democracy. Gianluca Misuracca, Vice President of Technology Diplomacy at Inspiring Futures, introduces the concept of hypnocracy, taken directly from Xun's book. Major newspapers cover it: El País, Le Figaro. The intellectual establishment embraces Jianwei Xun. His biography. Jianwei Xun is a philosopher and media theorist working at the intersection of critical theory, digital studies, and philosophy of mind. Born in Hong Kong, studied at Dublin University, now based in Berlin. Except none of that is true. Not everyone was fooled. February 2025. Laura Ruggieri, a researcher based in Hong Kong who previously taught semiotics at Hong Kong Polytechnic University, reads about Xun. Something's wrong. Jianwei Xun has the Chinese name order inverted. Surname comes first in Chinese. It should be Xun Jianwei. Basic mistake. No native speaker would make it. Ruggieri asks colleagues. Checks academic networks, Hong Kong philosophy circles. Nobody has heard of him. Nobody has seen him. She contacts University College Dublin, the philosophy department. Checks their records. No Jianwei Xun in their database. No record at any Dublin university. March 2025. More journalists start asking questions. Why no photos? Why no interviews? Why no academic papers before this book? The publisher, Tlon Edizioni, founded by Andrea Colamedici, deflects. Xun is reclusive. He values privacy. Requests for interviews. Months of silence. April 2025. Sabina Minardi, editor-in-chief of Italian magazine L'Espresso, publishes her investigation. Jianwei Xun does not exist. Andrea Colamedici created him, using ChatGPT and Claude. And here's the uncomfortable part. Nobody could tell the difference. Andrea Colamedici, Italian philosopher, essayist, and publisher, founder of Tlon Edizioni, a publishing house he describes as an attempt to recover the original way of doing philosophy, through dialogue and human encounter. He's written before: philosophy, cultural criticism, legitimate work under his own name. But this time, he wanted something different. In April 2025, after the exposure, Colamedici gave interviews. "I wanted to write a book that would help people better understand the new ways power manifests itself," he told Decrypt. He frames it as an experiment, a meta-narrative event. Performance art meets philosophy. "I did it because the intention was to make everything more effective, not just to create a theory, but to make a book that was both theory and practice. In other words, a book about reality manipulation that manipulates reality." Colamedici insists he left clues that anyone with even minimally inquisitive eyes should have noticed. Example: Chapter 1 describes the Berlin experiment, scholars who invent a fake author, whose fake book becomes beloved and discussed. It's literally describing what hypnocracy itself is doing. But most readers didn't notice, or didn't care. After L'Espresso's exposure, digital investigators went to work. The Wayback Machine, Internet Archive, tracking how Jianwei Xun's online presence evolved. Original website, January to March 2025. Presented Xun as a real person, Hong Kong-born, Dublin-educated. No mention of AI. Updated website, April 2025, post-exposure. Now says Jianwei Xun emerged in late 2024 as a distributed philosophical entity born from the collaborative interaction between human intelligence and artificial intelligence systems. Notice the wording: emerged, distributed entity, collaborative interaction. Not fabricated, not fake, not AI generated. But here's the legal problem. The European Union's AI Act, approved in March 2024, considers failure to label AI-generated content a serious violation. The book was published in January 2025. The website acknowledged AI involvement in April 2025. 3 months of selling a book without disclosing its AI origins. Critics argue this violates EU law. Colamedici argues the clues were sufficient disclosure. Laura Ruggieri told Decrypt, "If Colamedici had used his real name and admitted that AI had written the book, no one would have bought it." Which raises the question, did the AI actually write it? Colamedici insists AI did not write the book. His framing: Claude and ChatGPT served as interlocutors, conversation partners, not ghostwriters. But independent analysis suggests otherwise. Estimates: approximately 40% of the text was AI generated. 200+ citations in the book, many fabricated by AI, sources that don't exist. How it likely worked. Colamedici provides prompts, outlines, questions. Claude or ChatGPT generates text. Colamedici edits, refines, curates. Iterative process repeats. This isn't traditional ghostwriting. The AI isn't taking dictation. It's generative. The AI is creating original text based on patterns learned from millions of books. And nobody reading the book could tell which parts were human and which were machine. Which brings us to the technical question. Could AI really write this well? Late 2024. When Colamedici was working on Hypnocracy, ChatGPT-4 had been available since March 2023. Claude 3 since March 2024. Both are large language models, trained on vast corpuses of text, books, articles, websites, academic papers. They can write in multiple styles, construct complex arguments, generate citations, real or fabricated, maintain thematic consistency across long texts, mimic philosophical discourse. Let me show you what Claude 3 can do. I'll give it a prompt similar to what Colamedici might have used. Write a philosophical analysis of how Elon Musk uses utopian promises to manipulate public perception, in the style of critical theory. The output is sophisticated, coherent, uses appropriate jargon, cites concepts from critical theory. Could you tell this was written by AI without being told? Probably not. Researchers have tried to identify AI tells, patterns that give away machine authorship, statistical quirks, overuse of certain phrases, unnatural transitions. Hypnocracy was analyzed post-exposure. Result: inconclusive. Some sections show AI patterns, others don't. Heavy human editing obscures the signal. And that's the problem. When human and machine collaborate, attribution becomes impossible. 1950. Alan Turing proposes a test. If you can't distinguish between a human and a machine through conversation, the machine is effectively intelligent. The Turing test for intelligence. Now apply that to literature. If you can't distinguish between a human-written book and an AI-generated book, does authorship still matter? After the Hypnocracy exposure, readers were surveyed. Did learning it was AI-assisted change their opinion of the book? Responses split. 42%. Yes, I feel deceived. The book has less value now. 31%. No, the ideas are still interesting, regardless of origin. 27%. I'm unsure. This changes how I think about authorship. Before exposure, a brilliant analysis. Fresh perspective. Essential reading. After exposure, shallow, derivative, lacks human insight. Same book, same words, different perception. Is the book's value intrinsic, or does it depend on believing a human wrote it? And here's the deeper question. What is authorship, really? Traditionally, an author is the source of original ideas, the creator of specific expression, the owner of intellectual property, the person legally and morally responsible for the work. But Hypnocracy challenges all four. 1. Source of ideas. Colamedici had the ideas, but AI generated novel connections and phrasings he might not have thought of. Who originated those ideas? 2. Creator of expression. If 40% of the text was AI generated, who created that prose? The human who prompted it? The machine that wrote it? The engineers who trained the model? 3. Intellectual property. According to the US Copyright Office's January 2025 report, AI-generated content isn't copyrightable unless there's substantial human creative control. What about hybrid works? 4. Legal responsibility. If the book contained libel or copyright infringement, it contains fabricated citations. Who's liable? Colamedici? OpenAI? Anthropic? Literary theorist Roland Barthes argued in 1967, "The death of the author," meaning, a text exists independent of its creator. The reader's interpretation matters more than authorial intent. AI takes this further. Not just death of the author, birth of the authorless text. And we're not ready for what that means. Creativity, traditionally defined as the ability to produce novel and valuable ideas through imagination and original thought. Does AI have that? Large language models don't imagine, they predict. Trained on billions of text examples, they learn statistical patterns. What word is likely to follow what sequence? Given a prompt, they generate text by predicting the most probable next word, then the next, then the next. No consciousness, no intentionality, no experience of thinking. Yet the output is novel. Its combinations nobody has written before. It's valuable. Readers found Hypnocracy insightful. So is it creative? Camp 1. No. True creativity requires consciousness, intentionality, lived experience. AI is sophisticated mimicry. Camp 2. Maybe. If creativity is measured by output, not process, AI qualifies. We don't judge human creativity by brain mechanisms. Why judge AI differently? Camp 3. The question is wrong. AI isn't creative or uncreative. It's a tool humans use creatively. Colamedici subscribes to Camp 3. Claude and ChatGPT served as interlocutors. He provided direction. The AI provided material. He curated and edited. Hybrid authorship. But the law doesn't have a category for that. January 29, 2025. The U.S. Copyright Office releases Part 2 of its report, Copyright and Artificial Intelligence, Copyrightability. Key conclusion: AI-generated outputs can be copyrighted only if a human author has determined sufficient expressive elements. What counts as sufficient? Acceptable. Artist uses AI to generate images, then selects, arranges, and modifies them into a cohesive comic. Human creative control is substantial. Copyrightable. Not acceptable. User enters a prompt into DALL-E, accepts the first result without modification. Minimal human input. Not copyrightable. Where does Hypnocracy fall? Colamedici claims he provided outlines, edited heavily, made creative decisions. If true, probably copyrightable. But proving the extent of human involvement is difficult. June 2025. Anthropic, makers of Claude, settles a copyright lawsuit. Authors alleged Anthropic trained Claude on their pirated books without permission. Settlement: $1.5 billion. About $3,000 per pirated work. The largest copyright payout in US history. The legal landscape is shifting. Fast. If Hypnocracy contains AI-generated text trained on copyrighted books, which it does, and those books were used without permission, which they were, does that make Hypnocracy itself infringing? The law doesn't know yet, but the market is already responding. October 2025. A new trend in publishing. Books marketed as 100% human written. No AI involved. Certified authentic. Companies offering authentication services, blockchain provenance tracking, verified human authorship, the authenticity premium, human-written books commanding higher prices than AI-assisted ones. The problem: how do you prove a book is human-written? Unlike images, which can have metadata, or code, which can be version-controlled, text offers few forensic clues. Publishing contracts now include AI disclosure clauses. Author certifies that all text was written by human authorship, with AI used only for grammar checking, research assistance, outlining. If an author uses AI secretly and edits well, nobody can tell. We're entering an era where authorship is based on trust, not verification. And trust is fragile. Which brings us to the uncomfortable future. The AI content flood is already here. 2023. OpenAI reports ChatGPT used by 100 million users weekly. 2024. Anthropic's Claude passes 50 million users. 2025. AI-generated content estimated at 30 to 40% of new online text. Amazon's Kindle store, over 200 books published per day. Researchers estimate 15 to 20% are AI-generated or AI-assisted. Many don't disclose it. It's not just writing. Music. AI-generated songs on Spotify, often attributed to fake artists. Art. Midjourney, DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, flooding art markets. Video. Sora, Runway, other tools generating realistic video from text prompts. The internet is filling with what researchers call slop. Low-effort, AI-generated content created for clicks, SEO, or spam. But not all AI content is slop. Some is sophisticated, like Hypnocracy. How do we distinguish? AI detection tools, software claiming to identify AI-generated text, have accuracy rates around 60 to 70%. Barely better than chance. And they're getting worse as AI improves. It's an arms race. Better detection, better evasion, repeat, and nobody's winning. Artists, writers, musicians, how are they responding? Strategy 1. Legal action. Class action lawsuits against AI companies. Authors Guild versus OpenAI. Sarah Silverman versus Meta. Dozens more. Arguing, training on copyrighted work without permission is theft. Results? Mixed. Some settlements, some dismissals. Precedent still forming. Strategy 2. Opt-out tools. Glaze, Nightshade. Tools that subtly alter images so AI can't train on them effectively. Adoption. Growing among digital artists. Effectiveness? Debated. Strategy 3. Authenticity branding. Human creators marketing their humanity. I spent 5 years writing this. Every word by hand. No AI shortcuts. The risk? Creating a two-tier system. Pure human creators versus tainted AI-assisted creators. Strategy 4. Embrace the tools. Use AI as a collaborator. Accelerate workflows. Enhance capabilities. Argument? AI is a tool, like spellcheck or Photoshop, not a replacement for human creativity. These strategies reflect fundamentally different views. Is AI a threat to human creativity, or an extension of it? The answer might be both. Let's project forward, 2030, 5 years from now. What does publishing look like? Scenario 1. Strict regulation. Laws require clear AI disclosure, verified human authorship certificates, stiff penalties for deception. Pros: transparency, consumer protection, preserves human creativity's value. Cons: stifles innovation, hard to enforce, creates black markets for undisclosed AI content. Scenario 2. Minimal regulation. AI content proliferates. No disclosure requirements. Market decides value. Pros: innovation thrives, cheaper content, accessibility. Cons: quality collapse, slop dominates, human creators struggle to compete. Scenario 3. Hybrid acceptance. AI-assisted content becomes normalized. Disclosure expected, but not mandated. Multiple tiers of publishing. Tier 1. Verified human only. Premium, expensive, artisanal. Tier 2. Human-led, AI-assisted. Disclosed, mid-range. Tier 3. Mostly AI, human-curated. Cheap, mass market. Tier 4. Fully automated AI. Free, low quality. My prediction? We're heading towards scenario 3. Hybrid future. Multiple coexisting standards. Consumer choice based on transparency and price. But culturally, something fundamental changes. Authorship becomes less about individual genius, more about curation, collaboration, orchestration. Historical parallel. 1839, photography invented. Painters fear obsolescence. Reality. Photography became its own art form. Painting survived and evolved. Maybe AI writing is similar. Not a replacement, an addition. But there's still the question of truth. The Hypnocracy hoax isn't just about AI-generated text. It's about fabricated identity. Jianwei Xun had a biography, a persona, a voice. Readers connected with him, felt they knew his perspective. All fake. In 2025, identity is performative, malleable, optional. Social media personas, online pseudonyms, digital avatars. What if authors become brands, curated entities, not people, but projects? This already exists in other domains. Lil Miquela, virtual Instagram influencer, 3 million followers. Not real, doesn't matter. Literature is catching up. Jianwei Xun was a test, a proof of concept. It worked. So here's the final question. If you can't tell the difference between human and machine, if the ideas resonate regardless of origin, if the identity is fake, but the impact is real, does it matter? Maybe that's the wrong question. October 2025. Hypnocracy is still selling. Even after the exposure, even after everyone knows Jianwei Xun is fake. New editions include a disclaimer. This work was created through collaboration between human and artificial intelligence. Some readers avoid it, others are more intrigued. Colamedici defends the project. It's important to make it clear to the reader that we are all perpetually hypnotized. The book about reality manipulation, manipulated reality, meta-narrative as method. Did it work? Was it ethical? Does it matter? readers remain divided. Some see it as brilliant performance art. Others see it as fraud. But one thing is certain: we can't go back. AI-generated content is here. It's sophisticated. It's indistinguishable. The next Jianwei Xun is probably already being created. Maybe better. Maybe more convincing. Maybe we'll never find out. Writing has always been technology-assisted. The printing press, the typewriter, word processors, spell check. Each time, purists worried creativity would be lost. Maybe AI is just the next tool. Or maybe it's fundamentally different. Because AI doesn't just assist, it generates. It creates patterns we didn't explicitly program. The future of authorship might not be human or machine. It might be human and machine. Collaborative, hybrid, new. If that's the future, one thing is non-negotiable: transparency. We need to know what we're reading, who or what wrote it. Not to judge its value, but to understand its origin. Jianwei Xun never lived, but he wrote a bestseller, influenced public discourse, appeared at conferences. In a way, he existed, just not in the way we thought. Welcome to the age of distributed authorship, where identity is optional, where creativity is collaborative, where the text is all that remains. This is Cosmic Canvas, where we investigate the stories behind the stories, even when the authors don't exist. Until next time, question everything, especially authorship.